In the small, mist-covered town of Ravenshade, an eerie silence lingered after dusk, broken only by the creaking of the ancient willow trees that lined the forgotten cemetery. Lucas Moreau had always been drawn to the strange and the beautiful, and when he met Alara, a mysterious girl with porcelain skin and eyes that shimmered like moonlight, he thought he'd found both. She appeared on the edge of the woods one evening, barefoot, wearing a tattered white dress that fluttered as if alive in the wind. Her smile was haunting but tender, and though her voice carried the calmness of lullabies, there was something beneath it, something forbidden. The townspeople warned Lucas about the legends that surrounded the cursed forest. They whispered about a girl who was buried alive centuries ago for witchcraft, a spirit bound by love and vengeance. But Lucas laughed it off, believing that ghosts belonged in fairy tales, not reality. Every night after that, he returned to the same place, and every night, Alara would be waiting. She never aged, never changed, her beauty untouched by time, her presence as intoxicating as the scent of night-blooming jasmine. Lucas fell deeply in love, though he could never touch her for long. Her skin felt cold, her eyes flickered in the dark like dying stars, and sometimes she disappeared before dawn as if melting into the mist. One evening, as thunder rolled across the sky, Alara whispered to him that she wanted to show him her home. Without hesitation, he followed her deep into the forest, past decaying trees and ancient stones marked with symbols he couldn't read. The air grew heavy, and the ground trembled under his feet. Finally, they reached a clearing where a single gravestone stood crooked beneath the moonlight. His breath froze when he read the name carved in it. Alara Wynne died 1723. She turned to him then, her eyes filled with sorrow, her face pale and translucent. "Now you know," she said softly, "why I can never leave this place." Lucas staggered back, horror and love clashing within him. "Then how? How are you here?" he whispered. "Because you call me," she said, stepping closer. "Your heart was lonely." Your voice reached beyond the veil. As lightning split the sky, she touched his hand again, and this time it burned like ice. He screamed, but she held on, tears spilling down her cheeks. "I don't want to hurt you," she whispered, "but I can't let go." He tried to run, but the forest had changed. Roots coiled around his ankles, the air thickened with shadows, and ghostly whispers echoed his name. When he looked back, Alara's face was no longer soft. It was hollow, her smile a wound carved into the dark. "Stay with me forever," she cried, her voice now two tones, one human, one unearthly. The ground split open, and he was pulled into a world where the living and the dead intertwined. The townspeople found his body days later, lying on Alara's grave, his face pale, lips frozen in a half-smile. They buried him beside her, hoping to quiet the curse, but on misty nights, two figures can be seen near the willow trees, a girl in white and a man with hollow eyes, dancing in the moonlight. Over the years, Ravenshade became abandoned, consumed by fog and myth. Travelers claimed to hear whispers calling their names, leading them toward the forest where no one returned. Some said Alara's curse spread like a song carried by the wind, luring the lonely and the broken to join her eternal waltz of shadows. Decades later, when the last remnants of the town crumbled, a group of urban explorers ventured into the ruins. Among them was a girl named Violet, a photographer searching for lost stories. She found Alara's gravestone, covered in ivy, and brushed the dirt away to reveal the faint carving beneath. As she snapped a photo, the air grew cold. Her camera flickered, capturing a faint figure beside her. When she looked at the screen, her breath caught. The image showed Alara standing behind her, smiling. Violet stumbled back, heart pounding, as whispers began to fill her ears. "You found me." The camera fell, its lens cracked, but the recording kept running. That night, Violet vanished. Weeks later, her camera was discovered by a hiker who took it home. When he played the footage, the final frame showed Violet's reflection in the lens, except her eyes were now silver, and behind her, a second shadow moved. Rumors spread online, calling it the Forbidden Girl footage, a cursed video that haunted anyone who watched it too closely. Some claimed they saw Alara's face appear in mirrors afterward. Others said their dreams were filled with soft singing and cold hands reaching out of darkness. The story of Alara Wind became an internet legend, but few knew that deep in the forest, the graves of Lucas and Alara had cracked open. On stormy nights, blue light seeps from the earth, and faint laughter echoes through the rain. A traveler once swore he saw a woman standing in the middle of the road, drenched, barefoot, and smiling with silver eyes. When he stopped the car and asked if she needed help, she leaned into the window and whispered, "I've been waiting for you." His car was found empty the next morning, headlights still on, door wide open. Only footprints led back into the forest, fading into the mist. They say the forbidden girl still walks the earth, drawn to those who seek beauty in sorrow, those who call out to the night for love, unaware that she always answers, and she always takes them home.